Hi everyone, it's Simon here from Sterling Coaching, and I've been away for a week's vacation in the Yorkshire Moors and Yorkshire Dales area doing a little bit of touring. And whilst I was driving around, I saw a striking building, but an even more striking logo and identity on the side of that, which gave me a clear perception of what I would pay, what I would receive, and what my experience would be like should I go into that venue. And that got me thinking about what my logo myself represents. That's what I'm going to talk about in a moment. Before I do that, if you're watching this on any platform where you're seeing the captions doubled up, because it's adding them automatically, I've added them manually to this. So please go and just click the CC and switch the captions off on the platform that you're watching this now. Just make it a bit easier as you go through, and just see you in a moment. Now, as I was driving through this very small village on my way from Pickering to Whitby, what I found was, by looking at this huge logo on the side of this pub and this restaurant, was the thought of, I had a very clear understanding of what I was likely to experience on the inside, because it had such an identity, it pervades such a quality of the service and the experience that I was going to receive inside. Now, I didn't go inside, so I don't know whether any of that are true or not, but from the outside, and I wish I'd got a photo of it, so this is the best that I could choose, but from the outside I could clearly see what it was that I was going to receive as my perception. Now, we're not all fortunate to have recognizable brands such as Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Google, Apple, etc. So when we want our logo to represent who we are, we have to think a lot more about what it stands for and how we want it to be perceived. It's not just an ego thing. It's not just something that says it in words. We want to have a logo that clearly represents the exceptional value, the mediocre value, or whatever it is that our business is about, and what we want our customers and our clients to see when they see our logo, our branding, and our identity. Now, I spent a lot of time working on developing my logo, and I still do, for various things like the podcast or for my inner circle. But I do hope that it represents, not only by the name Sterling, as in value for money, but the logo itself represents high quality, high value, and that connectiveness of people, resources, and the wanting to help lots and lots of different people. So I want you to really think about this during the week ahead. Have a look at your logo, look at your branding. It might be you've just done it. It might be you're in the process of doing it and it needs a bit of a tweak. It might be that it's been some time since you revamped it and had a look at it. But whatever you do, even if you've just finished a logo or a rebrand, look at the positioning, look at the impact that you can have, because this logo on the side of this building wasn't just the wording, it wasn't just the shape of it, it was the way it stood out, it was the material it was constructed of. So whatever you've got, there'll be something that you can do to review, to check, and to make sure that it represents you, represents your business, and it represents what your customers, that you want them to think about. That's what I really want you to consider during the week ahead. Because we can all have those cheesy logos, cheesy ads. Some of them can be quite effective. There's no right or wrong here. But what there is getting it how you want it to be perceived, getting it on target, on mark, so that everybody that is exposed to your logo and your identity sees what you want them to perceive you, your business, your experience with. And of course, you can go out and spend a fortune on doing this. You can go out and find people who won't charge you as much. But the most important thing is that you review what you have and you take a moment to recognize, does it represent you? Does it represent what you want your customers to think about you when they see your logo? And of course, if you want to, please like, share, spread the word of this, because I think there's lots of people out there, but with a few small tweaks, or perhaps some that might need more, but everybody has an opportunity to better use their brand and their identity. Like this pub, like this venue that I saw on the drive from Pickering to Whitby. That's what you can do. You can make use of it. You can make people jaw drop and think, wow, I know what I'm going to get when I deal with these people. I know what I get when I'm going to go inside there. So just think about that. Think about how you can better use what you've got, or how you can make more use of perhaps an overhaul and a review of your own identity and your own branding. I'm repeating this over and over again because I realised when I was driving by how important that was. And I'm sure lots of graphic designers and lots of brand strategists, etc., will be giving this thumbs up wherever it is, because it's really important that you give this some effort and you give this some time. Interestingly enough, some of the biggest brands change their logos, change their branding very little, but just by small tweaks, just by perhaps a changing colour, a changing shape. The logo brand for Apple is very different now to what it was, but actually you can still recognise it because it hasn't got through many different stages. So have a think about that in the week ahead. Like, share, and I will catch you on the next Monday's Moment video. And I will also perhaps catch you on some posts and some videos throughout the week. Bye for now.